everybody, happy Taco Tuesday. I feel like Taco Tuesdays are like treat for that we get for starting off our week great, or maybe it's the treat we get when our week's not starting out so great. Either way, it's awesome. So today we are making flank steak tacos, a really super yummy recipe. They have a nice like avocado cilantro cream sauce that goes with them. We are going to actually bake these in the oven. We are going to use our sheet pan and our roasting rack to cook the meat on top, so we can cook the meat and the veggies at the same time. So first up, we're going to get a little marinade going for our meat, and it's flank steak. It's a marinade, but it's not something that has to be on there for a long time. So we're going to get it cooked up. It's going to sit there while we work up our veggies, and then we'll put it all together in the oven. So I'm going to juice up one orange, and I am using our juicer here. You can do an orange in the citrus press, but they are a little bit big, so you kind of have to move them around a little bit. So I'm just going to use our juicer today. And today I am only using 1 pound of flank steak. The recipe and what I gave you called for 2 pounds. This is just 1 pound is going to be plenty for my family, so that's all I'm doing. And then I'm going to cut back on the peppers a little bit too. We're going to pop that here into our manual food processor. I'm still making the same amount of marinade though, just why not? Alright, and then I have some chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. This is actually only about probably 1/4 of a can. I actually use them, pull them out what I need, and then I can put them, I freeze them flat in freezer bag. I'll break them into sections, but then you can also just break off the amount that you want. I did not take the seeds out. If you want to make this a little bit less spicy, you can cut them open and scrape out the seeds. This should be good for us, since I'm using a little bit less. And I need 2 cloves of garlic, and I am going to use my garlic peeler. You can get this alone or as a set with the garlic slicer, which is also awesome. But put in a whole clove of garlic, you can rub it on the table, and ta-da, comes out without the skin. It's great if you're a garlic lover, but you don't like your hands to smell like garlic for days. And again, pop it in there. And then I need 1½ teaspoons of salt. I am just gonna get the lid here onto the manual food processor and give it a little buzz. Great way to work out some stress at the end of the day. Works great if you're a lefty or a righty, or if you just want to work both muscles equally. Try to really get that garlic worked up. There's still some chunks in there, but that's okay. I'm just going to pop this out so I can dump it on to our steak. Good. Oh yeah, nice and thick. And I'm going to flip it over, rub that in a little bit. Give it a flip. Ooh. Making a mess. So what's really awesome about this recipe is that the steak is going to cook over the top of the vegetables, and so all the juices and all that extra marinade are going to drip down on top of our peppers and onions, and they're going to taste so good. So we will just set that to the side. And now I will work on our peppers and onions. And I'm just going to cut these up and then go ahead and toss them onto the sheet pan, and I'll use that as I'm adding the oil and seasoning up the vegetables. So, my onion here. And this is a smaller onion. Again, I am reducing the amount that I have in this recipe, so I don't mind having a smaller onion. If you're feeding a crowd, people who like peppers and onions, you might want a little bit more. So I'm just gonna thinly slice these. You can, if you don't like to cut up onions, you can certainly use our simple slicer. Is perfect for slicing up onions really nice and thin. I don't mind it, especially just for one onion. I kind of think that chopping up vegetables is a little bit calming, so I don't mind it at the end of the day. Right, there we go. Toss those in, and now I have some poblano peppers, and I am going to just, you can do this one of two ways. You can cut off the tops, scoop out the insides, and then cut them into quarters, or this works with bell peppers too, is you stand them up and you slice down the sides, and you can go around those ribs and seeds. Same thing here. I'm gonna do that on the other one. It's a little bit easier to do with bell peppers since they stand up better, but it can be done. I've done it with jalapenos too. I'm just gonna slice up the middle like that. Now I'm going to take our quick slice, the base, and we will put our peppers in here. And in one quick swoop, we are going to have slices. Maybe. Here we go. And then I'm going to take them out and dump them right on to our sheet pan. These guys are kind of long. I love that when I pull them up, I can just dump them right out on there. And if you're looking to dice up some peppers, this is also great for that. You can cut them, and then I would lift it up and dump it going the long way, and then do it again, and it's like a perfect little dice for salads and pizzas. And our last ones. This quick slice is also great for strawberries. You can do so many at one time. Boiled eggs. You can even do tomatoes because it has this unique V-shaped design. So it doesn't just squish them, it actually cuts through. All right, so now I'm gonna bring this all over here. And I'm gonna dump on just a little bit of olive oil and season these up with salt and pepper. Pepper here. Give them a good toss. And then spread these out in our baking sheet. And then for our steak, I am actually going to use well, it's not that new, it's been out for a year or so, our baking rack. And this is pretty cool because it can be used as a cooling rack if you want to. It stacks just like our other cooling racks, but it is a non-stick surface and it's able to be put in the oven. So you can bake down like this on top of it. Say you were wanting to make some bacon and not have a lot of splattering everywhere, you can do that. Or if you're doing some bigger stuff on the bottom, you can lift it up, which is what we are going to do today. We're going to keep it lifted up on the top. And we are going to set our steak up here. Put it in that marinade. And then all of the drippings, again, are going to just go straight down onto those veggies. I have got our oven preheated to 425 degrees. I'm going to take the probe part of our attachment of our instant read thermometer, plug that in, and stick this into the thickest part of our steak. And what we're going to do is we are going to cook this for about 20 minutes. Let me just double check that I tell you the right time. 20 minutes on 425, and then we are going to bump up the temperature to 450 to really caramelize the outside, and we are going to keep it in there until it reaches the temperature that we want. So that's where we're going with this. I'm gonna go ahead and get this in the oven. Here we go. And I'll be back in just a bit to pull it out. All right, we are back. Our steak is done. Pull this out. My glass is fogged up, so give me a second here to be able to see anything. I don't want to mess this up. Drop it. All right. Move this probe out of the way. Slide that up there. That looks good. Those vegetables are nice and caramelized on the bottom. Pull out my probe. That is still hot. Maybe. Doesn't want to come out. All right, I am going to put some foil over this and let this rest. You want to let your meat rest after it's done cooking to redistribute the juices so that when you slice into it, they don't just all go running everywhere. It's going to make it look more evenly cooked for the perfect temperature. So I'm just going to put a little piece of foil over it and leave those veggies down underneath. And then we're going to come over here to our blender. And I am going to make this cream sauce in the blender. You can use the manual food processor again. It works just as well. All right. So I've got a half a cup of sour cream. Or not sour cream, this is Greek yogurt. You can use Greek yogurt or sour cream. I went for Greek yogurt today. And I don't know. All right. And then I have 1 lime. Juice that using our citrus press here. And I'm still making the whole recipe for the cream sauce because it's good and it will get eaten whether it's on these tacos or not. That was a tough lime. And then I have 1 avocado and I'm going to show you the secret to cutting an avocado. You just slice down on the top and go all the way around. And then you twist it and it opens up. And then you will take a spoon and just scoop around the outside. Some people, you can use your thumb too if you don't want to dirty up a spoon. And then to get your seed, you just take your knife and you kind of whack it and then give it a turn and the seed will pop right out. And then same thing, just use your spoon, scoop it out, watch for that spot with the stem. Sometimes if it's really ripe, the stem will come off with it too. Salt. Oh, and I forgot to grab my cilantro, so let me get my cilantro out of the fridge. Got my cilantro nice and fresh in our herb keeper here. It's nice when I get it home from the store, I just plop it right in there. You guys, I have kept cilantro fresh for like 4 weeks in this, and then like, you know, it kind of started getting some yucky spots on the bottom, but I was still able to pick around it for another week or so before I had to toss it. So this thing is awesome. You're definitely going to save money with this. And there's another thing you can put in here for hardier herbs that you don't want down in the water, but you just change out your water. I'm going to be honest, I don't have a green thumb. I forget to change the water and it still stays fresh. So this thing is awesome. So I'm going to pull out about a half a cup of fresh cilantro. Just pile it in there. For me, cilantro, the more the better, so I'm okay with it if I get too much. I'm gonna put on my lid and turn this to custom blend. I'm gonna grab gonna grab my tamper just so I can push it down in there. The avocados, it's gonna be a thick cream, so I'm gonna need this to put in there. So I'm just gonna get it started again. Scoop down the sides. It's just going to the sides and getting stuck there, but that's working. I think that should be good. I will pull this off here. Look at it. Yeah, that's nice. It's very thick. And we'll come over here and pull this out into a bowl. You guys, this long skinny scraper is super awesome for getting down inside of a blender. That's what it's designed for. So it goes great with our cooking blender, but if you do make a lot of smoothies and you use your blender a lot, you really want to get one of these. It's very cool. And it doesn't get all caught up on the blades and ruined, like maybe, you know, if you've ever lost a scraper to your blender, you know what I'm talking about. Here we go. Nice yummy sauce. Put that over to the side so that it can clean itself later. Where's my fingers here? All right. I'm going to come back here to the steak and pull it off and bring it over here to the cutting board. It's still dripping and steaming. All right. Awesome way. Okay. When you're cutting up flank steak, you want to go against the grain. You can see the grains going this way. So you want to cut this way, and that will keep it nice and tender. So to help me out with that, I'm going to use this side of the quick slice, and you can get perfectly even slices. You can go between each of Yum, yum. This is another one of those where we need to have smell-o-vision. So good. There we go. And look at those. Perfect for some tacos. So I'm just going to put this together. Oh, I'm going to put my tortillas, which I'm going to warm up in my tortilla warmer in the microwave. Put a tortilla down, put some cream down, and then put a couple slices of steak on each one. And that's all. Hope you guys enjoy your Taco Tuesday and have a margarita for me.